Dingle. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Welcome to Studio B for a Black Friday coffee emergency. It's not really an emergency, just going live because tonight we will not be on air. So I said, you know what? I'm doing a Black Friday stream from Studio B and just talking to people. And you know what? We might be able to take some calls too. And I'll just be reading the general chat and hanging out. I got some reels here that people sent me. Some of them I know. What's going on, Libs of Reddit? I see Libs of Reddit in the Instagram live. Some good people hanging out there already. Everybody some people get days off today. Grand Ride, let's see. Hello, everybody on the YouTube that's starting to file in. And I'm live on YouTube and Twitter and on Pilled as well. So, you know, just chilling. Monica McCannley says hello on Instagram. I'm going to save the Instagram lives for streams like this. I was spending money on the transcoding to do the nightly show on Instagram. But the live streaming there is just not the priority. It's not the priority. And there's never more than 2 people there. And then sometimes there's none. So, whereas it's the busiest platform I've had in the last, I've had working for me in the last 3 or 4 months. I can't believe the impressions and the views over there right now. But it's just not there live-wise. So this is good. The only notification I got was Instagram. Says Monica. Well, for these, it's a good thing. Over on YouTube, what's going on, RJ Williams? Buenos dias. A great cowboy win, says Alyssa. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I watched that. They beat the Chiefs. They beat the Chiefs, who are obviously not the same team, but it doesn't matter. Cowboys got a decent offense. They usually do. It's just that their defense is always dog duty. And they keep everybody in the game way too long. Let's see here. Super deal on Black Friday, Quite Frankly podcast. Well, yeah, this is the Black Friday deal. Just going live in one of my favorite places to stream. Oh, there's something about this room, especially now with the way that the camera has been cleaned up and the lights. Although right now I can drop that blue behind me to a green. We can go red and green. Does that sound right? Hold on a second. What's there? Hold on. Tell me if this is too much. What do you think about that? Is that too much? Too much, too fast? Red and green, or you guys like that? Turkey Sammy's incoming. Says Libs of Reddit. Glad my wife didn't want to do Black Friday shopping. Do people still do it? I that used to be one of my favorite things to do, to talk about and to go through all the crazy Black Friday camper footage and everybody who is just steamrolling each other for the televisions. But I don't know, has Cyber Monday overtaken Black Friday as far as income goes yet? It had to have. At this point, it had to have. Oh, speaking of Cyber Monday, I was talking to Paige at the coffee company. Quite frankly, Elevation Blend. We have a little bit less than 50 mugs left for the end. We ordered maybe like a couple, few dozen so that we had some for the holidays. These are going to be, what was it, 25% off on Monday? It's on quitefrankly.tv and the merch. Great stuff for Christmas all throughout there. And also under the merch is the Keto Brainz, which has gotten this nice, and I'm going to be ready to go because after this ends, we're going to go and I'm going to clean up the house a little bit more, and then we're going to get some more decorations up because we want to do that with Aurora. Speaking of, I was surprised this morning. Of course, I came down from the bedroom a little bit later than Aurora. I always do, because she wakes up. She's up and at 'em before 7 a.m. She just walks into the room and she's in mid-conversation with you. Dad, you know that story? As she's walking through the door at 6:45. Dad, you know that movie we were watching where, like, and I was like, what? And Aurora and Lauren goes, Aurora, honey, everybody's sleeping. You can't just walk in mid-conversation. So she's walking in as if we had already been talking. Anyway, I have some stuff. I have some stuff for you right here. I woke up to this, and I'll get around to your your chats in just a second. I think you'll like this. Her first letter to Santa, she made a Christmas list. Okay? I said, "What is this?" I made a letter to Santa with Mama. And it's incredible. I mean, it's going to be all reversed for you guys. So, 5 years old, I get her first letter. And, "Dear Santa, may I please..." It does actually, with how all the letters are actually flip-flopped in reverse, you actually might see this correctly. "Dear Santa, may I please have a fox, a dog, and a deer?" This year, I learned you are real. Always talk to her about that. Very, very important, sensitive conversation to really lay the foundations of who Saint Nicholas is, and his devotion to Jesus and charity and the young, and that'll be the good transition. That'll be the very easy flow transition. So where all the emphasis really is. So I love Aurora, but then there's more. I think Lauren put the, I guess you want to do more, so Lauren put the thing there. "Dear Mrs. Claus." Now this, obviously, Lauren came in for the win up there. "Dear Mrs. Claus," you got to get in with the wife. "How are you? If our family comes to the North Pole, will there be hot chocolate? Hope so. XOXO." Oh, this made my morning. This really did. This really made my morning. So that's wholesome, says Libs of Reddit. Yes. Linda Love says, "Have her make the next batch of mugs for right-handed label showing, please, Frank." You're right. Hey, for me too. It's forced me to drink left-handed if I want to show people how damn awesome these mugs are. Don't worry, 2026, I got to figure out the 2026 design. So much there. So much going on there. All right, let's go into the chat room again, see how everybody's doing. "The heart of a child. Let's go shopping. I mean, good morning. She must watch Duck and Weave." I don't know what that is. "She should have asked for a possum." Well, she doesn't have to ask for one. We have a couple of possum neighbors who just do not leave. They don't leave. They live in my next door neighbor's side of his house, on the side. He always sends me ring cam footage whenever they do their rounds at 11:45 in the evening. Always sends me ring cam footage. Says, "Hey, Pete is back." He calls him Pete the Possum, which actually makes them a little bit more. I don't know. There's something. I don't know whose names I hate more. The names that my neighbor gives them, or Lauren. And I say hate because it's almost like it causes cognitive dissonance within me. You know, that, oh, they're nice. Like the problem is me. Like I'm the problem in the situation. That's what it is. They're gaslighting me. I'm not the issue. It's the possum that's the issue. Anyway, I've got to do, these are all going out. These are the postcard stash for this month. I got to write those out for all the monthly postcards. I have a new pen pal I got to write out. I've got all of the Polaroids I got to take and send those out. So always remember, when Frank is not on air at 7 o'clock, it doesn't mean that I'm not constantly working. And it is it's nice. I love it. I would have burned out a long time ago if I didn't love it. Anyway, so what did you guys do yesterday? What were the big things? We had a nice coffee stream and everything else. And we're doing well. We're doing well. Everything was nice. Hello, stuck in New York. Good morning, Susie Q. This is all on Quite Frankly.tv, on pill.net. And Secret Weapon, hello. It's good to see you guys. So I'm just gonna keep you guys in mind while I'm doing everything else over here. So one thing I need to ask of you all, because as you know that we have new memberships on that are available on YouTube, I realize that we can put emojis in there. We can make custom emojis, and I think that it's unlimited how many we can make. For example, here's all the new custom emojis. I got 4 off the bat: the chicken nugget, the jester head, the lava lamp, and the UFO. But it's not limited to 4. So I'm thinking I got to go into the Discord and see what kind of emojis we have there. I wonder which one, like, can we get around to Peppy the Frogs in there? Or is Peppy like something that you shouldn't do because it's an alt-right symbol? You know, I'm thinking about the rare Peppes and other good things that we need to have in there as emojis and as, you know, more and more members that join over there, the more the chat room is going to fill up with customized greatness. So you guys let me know what images need to become chat room emojis on the YouTube. That would be fantastic. Face your fears, Frank. Pet a possum, says Aubrey. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Listen, I've actually been doing pretty good. You know, I wanted to get myself to the place where, all right, I'm able to look at one. Now, coming face to face with one, if I open up the back door and it's like hanging upside down, staring at me and hisses, that would be nightmare fuel. I'm not ready for that yet. Certainly not ready to spoon with one. But you know, I'm growing up. I'm becoming a big boy. There's that. Okay, so let's see what else we got. What else do we have over here? I'm going to open up the lines. 914-200-0269. You call in and you just give everybody your Thanksgiving wishes nice and quick. And anything else you want to drop out there, there you go. 914-200-0269. We are officially in Christmas season now. Is there anything else? I mean, I had some reels here that people had sent me. Some reels that people had sent me. And I know some of them are going to, like this one right here. One of my video editors, Josh, sent this to me, and it looks like he said, don't listen to it, just watch it. And it says, which food dispenser would you choose? Hold on. Window capture. Here we go. Which food dispenser would you choose? So we're going to do that because it seems like it's a nice Thanksgiving-y thing to do. Here, okay. Wait, let me make this a little bit. Perfect. I'll take the villa. Perfect. I'm going to watch Casino Royale today. There's something very inspiring about Daniel Craig walking into the Bahamas with his card and saying, oh, we don't have it. You know, the woman first of all, he walks up to the counter. You James Bond, you walk up to the counter over there in this resort, in the Bahamas. And the first thing that the hot secretary does is undress you with her eyes. It's like, that's somebody's reality out there. Obviously, this is a movie, but there are people who can walk into a hotel like that, and it's just like the flowers will wilt. But to say, oh, I'll take the villa. No, yeah, I don't even need to know what the cost is. Here it is. Well, it's on an MI6 credit card. But that whole Bahamas scene is great. They say, to be so savvy as to be James Bond and I'm going to go play some poker tonight, just make some pocket change. I'm not going to lose, of course. I'm not going to lose. In fact, not only am I going to make tens of thousands of dollars just for the hell of it, but I'm actually going to make myself I'm going to get myself an Aston Martin out of this. Okay? I'm going to get cars out of this. People are going to throw their cars in. I'm still going to beat them. That's why we watch James Bond. It's ridiculous, fantastic, intelligence-born fantasies. Anyway, let's see. Which food dispenser would you choose?
One unlimited potato dispenser.
Why is he fucking whispering? Why is he whispering? So this is why Josh sent this to me then. Because he's whispering. I'm not going to be able to get through this.
Sir, which would you choose? Roasted potatoes, mashed potatoes.
Fucking speak up, you son of a bitch.
French fries. Baked potatoes.
Oh, well, that little moan was funny, but I'm going nuts. I'm going nuts right now. I'll take the baked potato.
Scalloped potatoes.
It's not even a human voice. It's probably all AI.
Potato skins with...
Get those fingernails away from my food. Get those hands away from my food. Everything. Get it all away. What the hell is that? Get those fingernails away from my food.
Cheese and bacon bits.
This is a nightmare.
Hash browns. Potato salad.
I can't. Okay, what would you guys do? What would you guys pick? I'm gonna look into the chat room. Which are you guys picking? Out of all those, what are you picking? Let's see here. Let me see. This is torture, says Jetpack Miner. He says not. He said not to listen to it, Frank. Just watch it. Oh. Well, okay. What did you guys get? What would you guys get out of all that? I think I'm taking the baked potato, the loaded baked potato at in the beginning. Nada? You're not taking any of that? Nothing? I mean, listen, potatoes are great. They can be, I mean, the mashed potatoes look good, but I'm taking those baked potatoes. I identify as blind. Lisa Gray well, thank you so much for this wonderful super chat. Here's a Black Friday coupon. Cheers, Frank. Oh, Lisa, I love you. Seriously. I can't wait to have, I can't wait to have a couple hundred people just like Lisa as using those emojis. That's wonderful, Lisa. Thank you. Hi, Frank and Frankly, says Jeannie, the Yankee fan over on Instagram. Alisa Or Alyssa says potato skins on Instagram Live. I'm circulating between a couple of chat rooms here, Instagram, YouTube, and Pilled. So you turn 40 and you start choking on your own spit. What the hell's that about? Oh, it's going to get worse, Frank. Just wait until you're 41. Scalloped potatoes. Isn't that potatoes au gratin? Isn't that what that's called? Or is it another word? Scalloped or au gratin? Is it all the same thing? No? Is it? Did they clean the potato machine, says Badfish Unpilled? I hope so. Nothing from a machine. Well, I mean, obviously the machine is AI. It's not. Susie says, wait until your hair falls out, Frank. What, are you kidding me? What, are you kidding me? That was my college graduation gift. Wait until your hair falls out. That was my graduation gift. I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna grow this out a little bit. Maybe tape it up. I don't know, because I remembered my high school days where I had a nice thick. Hold on. Let me see if you can see this. Can you see this? That's me, my brother, on my brother's confirmation day. Look at my Southern, and with my grandfather, of course. Look at my Southern Italian thick head of hair. I had some Dep 7 in that hair too, and it really brought out the curls. Good God Almighty, how I was rooked. But it's okay. At least I have a decently shaped skull, and so the shaving it works out all right. But man, would I choose to have the option to shave or to grow? Come on. I think we all would. Give us some options here. Going out there and trying to figure out how to chop off wieners and turn them into fake vagines. Like, why don't you solve the hair issue? Stop this. Stop abusing children and give us our hair back. But I'm okay. I've let go of that a long time ago. Things are fine. I've got a wife who loves me. I've got a wife who loves me. I've got a daughter with hair that is incredible. Incredible. As long as my daughter keeps the hair. Anthony stole your hair. Anthony works very hard on his hair. But yes, Anthony committed to keeping it in place the moment he saw something weird happening. Anthony's worked very hard on his hair, and therefore he deserves to have it. Me, I said, something's going on there. Something's going on there, and yeah, I'm just going to shave this. Yep, I think we're just going to start shaving out of necessity now. That's it. That's what I said. Took me a couple of years to just get over it. But to hell with it. P. Buttigieg's gerbil says, you got fans all over the world, Frank. I'm grateful for that. And let me say, guys and gals, in 2026, it is going to be incumbent upon all those people, my friends and fans of the show and everybody, to get together and like and comment everything and share. I mean, it's the only way we're going to bust through this ice wall. Got to create momentum. It's a tough place to be in for anybody out there. Just remember, anybody you love in 2026, lay down some likes. Don't lurk. Lurking kills. We're going to have a good year. I got some stuff up my sleeve and some things, a couple of pokers in the fire. I can't wait to tell you guys about, but it's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to be great, though. Wonderful. Okay, the lines are open. Call me, 914-200-0269. In the meantime, what is the next reel? What is the next reel? Somebody, what is this? This is from Tim Pool. Who's this? Oh, I think I've seen this girl around before. I saw her on one of those damn whatever podcasts. Do I really want to watch this right now? Who sent this to me? I don't even know. Okay, fine. We'll watch it for a second. See what the hell's going on here.
People cannot go internationally anywhere.
Who?
Trans people cannot go internationally anywhere where they don't appear as like an M on their passport.
And
that's just not, that's dangerous for trans people.
An M? What does that mean? M as in male? I love how you know, if that's what she's talking about, isn't that something that they'll sit there and they'll say they're not an M on their passport. They're nothing more than an M, because it's mostly, this is all about, as I said, it's all about varying levels of femininity and undercutting masculinity. You know, the whole LGBTQ plus incorporated operation is really just about what? It's just about bringing everybody to, you know, you're never not a woman if you're born a woman. So there's already there as a baseline. You may strive to be your depiction of what a man is, but you're always a woman, and you're going to have those sensibilities and whatever. And you may excel in certain things in certain places where some men can't or whatever. It doesn't mean anything. You're the exception to certain rules. You're still a woman. And the other side is a man who is being brought down a few pegs to try to become womanly. And of course, that is antithetical to his nature in a number of very just practical ways. So it's all about destroying masculinity, because the woman will never become a man, and the man is never allowed to really step into his own role as the man, because he's striving now to be the woman. So it's all about destroying masculinity. So her just saying there, oh, you know, these trans people are going to be going around the world and it's just going to say M there. Yeah, because it's mostly about that. Everybody, it's very easy to forget that there are women out there trying to become boys. You know, what's her name from Juno? That's a sad story, but still, this is mostly what it is.
If you want to do, I'm running into this with a friend right now who tries to do war correspondence in countries that don't like trans people.
So you're asking the U.S. government to produce a false document to lie to a foreign government.
It's not a visa. Are you saying that it was a false document before, that the government was just lying this entire time?
If you're a man and they put female on your passport, they're lying.
Yeah. Well, if you put gender and put woman, isn't that fine?
There's no W. It's male or female. Those are sexes. It's biology.
Sure, but couldn't we just update the passport to be gender?
No.
And of course, this is all like they talk about gender being a psychological construct. So now you want official documentation of you to be able to travel around the world, whatever the hell it is. You want a section of that official documentation to be based on anything but your psychological temporary whims, where you feel like something one day, and then, you know, a couple of years later, you feel like you've evolved into something else, where it's a little bit more of a mix because you're completely living a kaleidoscopic life. But look at her. Look at the delivery.
Oh,
why not?
Because we're identifying a biological structure of human beings for a purpose, because different laws.
On the passport?
Indeed, it's an ID.
Now most trans people cannot go into.
Oh man, well, they're going to get us all killed. They're going to get us all killed. Let me put this back. They're going to get us all killed. It's either we're going to all be killed, or we just start saying no to women again. At least the white liberal women, they have to be told no and just put into a corner of a room and say, you have your phone, play with your blocks over there. Nobody's going to bother you. Just play with your blocks and have your tantrum. But this is going to get us killed. And it's already starting to in many places. Already starting to. Okay, Thanksgiving Icebreakers 2025. This I saw. I think this was pretty funny. Hold on. This was pretty funny.
Oh, how does everyone feel about Israel? Turns out Bubba's not a nickname for Bill Clinton.
Oh, really?
Huh.
No, it's actually a horse.
Oh, hey, Mom, can you pass the Epstein files?
I mean potatoes.
Wait, Uncle Steve, don't you go to one of those
Churches that neglected a starving baby?
So, guys, I was thinking about transitioning.
What are your thoughts?
Wait, Aunt Margaret, you're pro-choice, right?
Seriously, Margaret?
You guys didn't know?
Do I lean left or right?
Yeah.
Well, since this family's 50-50...
Wait, what?
Why don't you guys...
Try to convince me.
Oh, I think Mondami's gonna be a great man.
What?
What do you guys think?
So, how does everyone feel about the administration?
Yeah, pretty good.
Feel
yeah.
great. Oh, wait, Cousin Leslie, you voted for Kamala, right? Wait, what?
How do you feel about it?
Hey, Aunt Susan, you're pro-Palestine, right?
Yeah, why do you ask?
That's so crazy, because
Cousin Jerry's Jewish.
Uncle Jack, you're thankful for Trump?
Yeah.
Hey, Aunt Stacy!
Yeah, what's up?
Didn't you secretly tell me that you voted for Kamala Harris?
Gosh, it is so tragic what happened to Charlie Kirk.
Definitely.
Right?
Hey, Aunt Christy!
Yeah, what's up?
Didn't you tell me you were
Happy about Charlie Kirk?
Hey, Uncle Steve, you're pro-life, right?
Absolutely.
Cousin Rachel, come quick!
Yeah?
Uncle Steve wants to hear
About
about...
your procedure.
That one I like. I put that one into the mix. That one I put into the mix. No dibbly doobly about it. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're all feeling well. Let's see here. Men and women have opposite traits, but it doesn't make a person the opposite sex gender, says Raw Soul 777 on Instagram. Yeah, no, it is the refuge of the scoundrel to play these terminology games. You know, you don't actually get down to raw material when you spend so much time waltzing around the use of terms and definitions and all that other stuff. It is that is the refuge of the scoundrel, if you ask me. No, not sex, because the sex obviously will never change. Gender, what does that matter? What does that matter? You want to know how many men and how many women, where they're from, what their name is, what are the points of origin are in your country? Okay? What mental situations, what psychosexual mental situations they're dealing with, and how they're choosing to deal with them is completely outside of the point of anything. Completely outside the point. And then also, let's say you need medical attention when you're out in Dubai or something like that. And let's say that the medical attention is something that has nothing to do with you being attacked or having your head cut off. Let's say you need medical attention when you're out there somewhere and you're unresponsive, and the only way that they can really figure out who you are and what's going on there is your passport. And they don't even know if they're dealing with a man or a woman, because some white liberal crazy chick in the United States is lobbying for people's opinions about identity to be put on official documentation. You know, you treat men and women very differently in medical situations based on what's happening to them. It's also very important to know if you're dealing with a man or a woman to even diagnose what's happening. You know? Very confusing to have a man bleeding from his vagina. Very confusing, at least at first. Like, what the hell am I dealing with here? Anyhow, damn, I just had 2 more calls come in that I missed. Please try again. It's 11:14. We're going to stay live for another maybe 15 minutes. Just a little something for you guys. I feel like the conversation flows way too easily when I'm doing it from this from the office. And Yeah. RJ, do you prepare your light bulbs for Thanksgiving dinner? Steve wanted to know from RJ Williams, who's in the chat room, who, of course, is a world record holder, light bulb eating. And he broke that world record, his own record, on my show back in 2014 or whenever the hell it was. 12? 817, you're on the air. Go ahead.
How you doing, Frank?
I'm doing all right. Who is this?
Oh, this is Cloud9, Frank.
Yeah, I was about to completely spurg out. Go ahead, Cloud9.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I was just going to tell you that I got the chance over the weekend to finally watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles and Trading Places, and so I saw that John Candy actually had some lines from the ending when Steve Martin approaches him at the train station.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to go into that full monologue, and like Steve Martin was talking about it, and he couldn't finish it. So I looked up the whole entire paragraph, and damn, dude, like I almost shed a tear for how I don't know. I don't know what the writers were on back in those days when they were writing scripts, but I mean, the whole entire monologue just reminded me of kind of like my own, taste with people who have like either been attached to me that I felt annoyed with, or who I haven't like given second thoughts about. And then I just kind of reflected on my own actions, because oftentimes I felt like Steve Martin in those situations, but then other times I felt like I was John Candy. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely. And when I learned about the deleted dialogue from the end of Planes, Trains, of Automobiles, and I read it, and then of course, I saw that that part of the documentary where Steve Martin is addressing it. Where he actually pulls out the original script from his archives at his home, and he starts reading it, and he actually gets choked up himself, thinking not only about the dialogue but also Candy's performance. I don't understand what the hell. I mean, I understand that some things get clipped because of pacing and everything else, but that is such a critical part of the movie. And why? How? I just don't understand how anybody would have thought that, salvaging that 45 seconds would have done anything to improve the film, to move it along. I mean, it's critical if you ask me. And maybe, I don't know, maybe somebody will put a director's cut out one day and include it, because I would love to see John Candy performing it. It has to be on tape somewhere.
Right. Well, that's what I was also thinking. I think they just released like a new documentary on Amazon Prime called I Like Me, which kind of goes into the background of John Candy and all of the different films that he did. And then, of course, him being on SNL, doing a whole bunch of these different activities, and, all of these actors talking about him, like what he was like behind the scenes, and, just how comedians are able to put up a really good front a lot of the times, because oftentimes you don't really expect them to be either depressed or, just having a sad life. Like case in point, Robin Williams. Like that's what I automatically just imagine. And comedians are very good at just making you forget the hell that you're going through. So it was nice to watch that finally, and, basically get to see what everyone was talking about, because all I knew from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was that one scene where Steve Martin goes to the car rental place and chews out the woman and drops, I think, 18 consecutive F-bombs, which makes Planes, Trains, and Automobiles go from a PG movie to an R-rated film. That scene alone.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that's usually the thing that's shared. And I'm trying to look for it here, because I did a little bit something on this last, let me see here. I know I played that video last year, and I'm trying to figure out where I may have kept it. I was looking at the script yesterday. I was finding things that were cut from the movie that were so poignant. Right at the end, there's a scene between me and John. He explains his life. That scene was a page and a half long in the script and the movie, and I think it was cut to 3 lines, but there was such beauty in it, and I never understood why John Hughes trimmed that scene. And yeah, let me try to take a look for. Is there a bigger point? I mean, aside from it's a classic and one of the few Thanksgiving movies out there, Is there something else that you wanted to end with, Cloud9?
Sure. Sure. Trading Places was fucking hilarious. First time I ever saw it, and I thought Eddie Murphy did an excellent job. And then also, of course, Dan Aykroyd. But I think it just kind of highlights how holiday movies back then really hit the nail on the head. It didn't matter what race or what ethnicity you were. You could equally enjoy a film like Trading Places or, some of these Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder movies. And that just kind of came to my head because I realized that, like, we're not going to get that same level of talent today because everything today feels like it's just some type of made for streaming. You can't even say made for TV movie. It's a made for streaming movie. And it feels like inauthentic slop created by AI. So when I'm going back to some of these older movies, it feels weird to call them older now. Because to me, it feels like it was just 20 years ago. I live in like 2007 in my mind, even though it's not. But my consciousness is automatically in that, 1980s was 20 years ago. And so for me, just saying older feels so wrong. But I think it's apropos, seeing as how Hollywood writers, comedians do not have the same level of talent. So guys like Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder, Eddie Murphy, they, to me, are the quintessential comedians because you could translate their work into film and still you could get original material that wasn't overused for, meme purposes, I guess. But that's what I wanted to leave you off with today. Happy Thanksgiving, and hope you have a good Black Friday, my friend.
Thank you. Well, this is going to be I really appreciate that. Thank you, Cloud9. Always a great call when Cloud9 calls in. And it's true. Where are you mentally? Like mentally, where do you guys and gals at home, spam this in the chat room. What year are you mentally? Like, where are you still? I understand that we all have to live, work, survive, and navigate 2025, soon to be 2026 together. But where are you right now? Are you still 2007? Are you still seeing the world like you were in 2007? Like, what was the last operating system update that you kept and you said, this feels most, this feels best? This makes sense. I just wonder about that. I don't know where I am. 2007 was pretty nice. I think I still might be around 2016. Like early 2016. Right around the time that I proposed to Lauren. I mean, that was a great year. 2016 and 2017 was great years. And I'll tell you, it had nothing, the election and that kind of like shock of the election in 2016 really had nothing to do with the overall year. We were we went to California to play with Anthony at StreamCon or VidCon, whatever it was called. We were playing gigs all around New York City still. And I remember, just like a day or two after proposing to Lauren, we were, hanging out with our buddies at King Killa Studios in Brooklyn for a gig. And things just felt like, I don't know, like an extended springtime. I don't know what it was. It's not like we weren't dealing with the crazy. We still had Barack Obama in office for a little while, and we had already dipped down. But I don't know. I just don't know. But I could have just been operating from a 2005 operating system in 2016, but things were just kind of airy. Let me check into the chat rooms. What do you guys think? Meal Ticker says 2014. Cassandra says 1984, definitely. Clean Heart, 80s, 2015. Let's see here. 2010 to 2016, I float there, says Kenzel. Let me go into Instagram for a little bit. Before 2020, says Jeannie. Let's see, anybody else? I mean, there's a lot more here. 1977, says Vesper. I feel like I'm operating where I was in 2016, but that might just be left over from I don't know. It was just a good year, I guess. Let me see if I can find this script. Written by John. You read the script. All right, let me see. Marie's been dead 15 years. Okay, here it is. CU looks at Neil. Sorry he's burdened him. Sorry for everything he's done, but lost and down and completely out of emotional options. Oh, okay, here we go. Dell. Oh, wait. What's the matter with you? Why the hell don't you go home? This is Neil. Dell looks up at him. I can't. Neil. What do you mean you can't? Why not? There's a long pause. I don't have a home. Anger fades to be replaced by confusion. Looks at Neil. Sorry he's burdened him. Sorry for everything he's done. Dell. Marie's been dead for 15 years. Like a knife through the heart. These are all the blocking and the production notes. Dell. She was sick when we got married. Her bones. She just never got better. Once she was gone, I sold the place. I didn't feel much like being there. My life was empty enough as it was. The thought of rambling around the place without Marie there, I just closed it up, took a few things, and I've been on the road ever since. The trunk? And Dell reaches into his pocket, comes up with a key. He unlocks the trunk and opens it. The remnants of Dell's domestic life, a lamp, some sheets, towels, a picture, a couple of pans, fragile things wrapped in newspaper. I didn't have much family, a brother in Montana, some cousins. Marie's folks died back to back the year after we married. They were pretty old. She was late child. We didn't have kids. We had plans. She wanted 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl. She couldn't have any though, so we didn't, and I guess it's just as well. I number about 300 motels as my home. I sort of attach myself to people from time to time, like with you, especially around the holidays. I can take it in March and July and October. I don't mind it, but it gets hard around this time of year. I've never had much of a chance to be a family man, but it gets really hard. And you know what it is? He shakes his head. He's about to cry. I don't get to give any of myself to anybody. It's not the getting I miss. It's the giving. I sat on that plane with you and I thought about you heading home to be with your people. And Tuesday night when you were in the shower and I looked at the picture of your kids, man, I thought you got to be the luckiest man on earth to go home and put those little guys on your knee and, damn man, why is this jumping all around? Hug them and kiss them. I'm 39 years old and I never had that and I never will. I'm sorry about all this. I just kind of get lost control this time. Every year since Marie's been gone, I've gotten closer and closer to losing it. Usually I head for a church. I can feel like I'm part of something when I'm in a church. This time, I guess I didn't get to the church fast enough. I just couldn't let go. I mean, if that is on film, if you got John Candy doing it like John Candy can do, if you have that on film, then you've got to recut that movie and put it back in there. Especially since all of the attention that Steve Martin put on that, you got to put that back in there. You have to. Ginster says, I'm glad they left it out of the film. It's so sad. You don't, I mean, that adds so much more depth to the character. That makes you want to hug the character, like adopt him. It's like, no, I'm not. Not only am I not running from you and trying to get away from you anymore, I'm adopting you. You know, and it's relatable, and it's what, 2 minutes less of a feature length film that is full of slapstick comedy and all this, craziness. I think it's totally warranted. I don't know. You can't veer away from that stuff. Can't veer away from that stuff. Because you know the other thing there too, it actually does John Candy's character credit in the way that some people just become these comic props. Like this guy, does he really not make the connection of how crazy he is or whatever the hell it is? And it gives you a little bit more something to relate to because, you know, I think most people are pretty rational. And then the irrational takes over in ways that it's all subconscious. We're all just driven by something, and avoidance is a huge thing to want to avoid things that really, really hurt you. And sometimes in avoiding those things that challenge you emotionally in some way, you will just commit to a course of action that you know is unbecoming, but at least it's more comfortable than facing the shit. And that is something that is, I think it's very relatable. So, you know, you don't want the whole, you can't let this drag down the whole movie, but I don't think so. I think that at the end of that little moment at the end of the film is great. That would have been good. So who knows? I mean, maybe they don't have a good take on they have to. They gotta. It does, but listen, you say it doesn't leave them laughing, says John Michael. That's not the last scene. That's not the last scene, though. You know, he's back. He comes back home with him, and it ends lighthearted one way or another. So you don't leave on a laugh. It's a happy ending one way or another. I mean, it's not like he doesn't reveal to Steve Martin that his wife is gone. But it's the depth of everything else, like, you know, why we do things, why we run from our problems, and some of them is completely warranted, you know. So it's not like he doesn't reveal to him that Marie's gone, and I don't know. So there it goes. No, it doesn't end at the train station. I mean, telling you, watch it this weekend if you want. Oh, and by the way, for those of you, because I'm going to be getting off now, for those of you who are members of the Quite Frankly Country Club, if you're a monthly member, monthly subscriber through Patreon, Subscribe Star, quitefrankly.tv directly, now YouTube memberships. The next film club that we're doing is on Friday, December 12th. It is going to be a live watch party. That's going to be, you'll be getting a private link sent to you earlier that day on Friday. We're going to start at 8:30 p.m. We're watching Eyes Wide Shut. So 8:30 to 11. That's and then I'll just pop onto the camera for a little bit afterwards and talk to you for a few minutes, just see how everything's going. Gonna try that out. So it's a little bit more homey doing the film club together instead of just giving everybody an assignment coming back. I think that it's easier. It makes more sense to do that with books. But in 2026, starting this month, I'd like to try that format out, you know? So that's what we got going on. Letting you all know, because that's in 2 weeks from now. All right, well, let me see if let me just make sure I got everybody. Bald is beautiful, Frank, says Jesse here on, that's JSem over on the super chats. Bald is beautiful. Well, you know what? Thank you. It is what you make it. Thank you. Tanya Roman sent a nice tip as well. You're beautiful, Tanya. Thank you to Lisa and Jesse and Tanya for that wonderful bit there. Over on Instagram, thanks, Frank. Enjoy your day, says Jeannie. It's great to have you. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And on Pilled, I'm a Molten Lava member, says Vesper. Yay, film. Vesper says, I love your show and you. Well, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Tonight at 5:30, I have a very special 14-minute clip from the flip side the other night of Alberto Marchetti talking about his 17th century katana and this incredible story about how that blade was reunited with its sister blade, also by the same sword maker from 1640. We're talking about a story that separated these blades by a couple of continents. Incredible. So that goes out at 5. That goes live around 5:30 p.m. today. But I'll be popping in throughout the weekend. And yeah, in the meantime, all types of behind the scenes. Oh shit. Hold on. Here's something for you, ladies and gentlemen. On Quite Frankly.tv, now it's appropriate to really throw it in your face. And all the monthly sponsors had a chance to go and buy some up. Now we have a few left. You go to quitefrankly.tv, you got a merch, holiday bundle, and boom. This is an end of the year fundraiser, something we never did before. We only had 100 of these made. There's far less than 100 left. It's the Quite Frankly holiday bundle, and we got it is a shatterproof, Quite Frankly, it's about, what is it? Here we go. It's a beautiful ornament. And not only are we sending that out, we're sending it out with a Christmas gram. I'm pretty much just going to sign each one of these ornaments in Sharpie, and we're sending a card. You're getting a family holiday card. Me, Lauren, and Aurora just took our family holiday picture last Sunday, so that has already been ordered. I'm going to throwing a Polaroid in there, an exclusive print made by Aurora, and I don't know, and also a customized video greeting. So you get to let me know what kind of a video greeting you want for any person in your life, yourself. If it's a holiday, it's an anniversary, whatever. It's $50, and we only have a couple dozen left, and it is just one of those things that would be a really great way to end the year and give us a boost to start the new year, because there's so many things that we have to address, and we're always improving. And just letting you know, it's the first time ever, and maybe next year I'll make 200 of them. But because we needed a quick turnaround time, only 100, and there's far less than that around because the monthly sponsors have had some times to call dibs on that. That's on the merch page on quitefrankly.tv, holiday bundle. So go ahead. In fact, I'll drop them into the chat room if you want. We're going to be starting to send those out next week because our family Christmas cards are going to be in by the 3rd, I think. So that's all I got for you. And much love to you all. We'll see you soon. And you guys have been fantastic. So happy Thanksgiving. Until next time, that is all. Good night.